Hello and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Liverpool 4, Leicester City 0. Leicester are meant to be the title challengers of this Liverpool side. They have been battered. They've been battered like an Ian Beale cod. Absolutely slapped from pillar to post at home. No real chances created. Losing every first ball, second ball. Absolutely destroyed by this rampant, world-class Liverpool team. And there's been some brilliant performances tonight. Firmino bagging a double. Defensively, the whole team looking solid. Keita, Henderson, Genie in the middle running the midfield. But Trent Alexander-Arnold, do you know what? I'm not even calling him a right back anymore. He is one of the best playmakers in the world. He is on par at this stage in his career, if not beyond the likes of Kevin De Bruyne as a 21-year-old. He is truly world-class. Liverpool should just be so happy, not only to have him, but he's Liverpool born and bred. He's going absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. He is a wonderful top class player. And as a Manchester United fan watching, it's depressing. Absolutely depressing. He is that good. Liverpool are that good. And I tweeted out during the game, and there was no salt intended. It was purely a question. I wanted to gauge opinions. I asked a question whether or not this was Leicester bottling today's game or Liverpool simply being this amazing. There's a variety of answers. But for me, this is all about the quality. The quality of Liverpool Football Club from top to bottom. They took hold of the second best team in the Premier League this year. Honestly, it was like Anthony Joshua fighting Amir Khan. An absolute no contest. 50, 60 minutes in. If this was cricket, they would have declared. If it was boxing, the white towel would have been thrown in. Liverpool absolutely peppered them, pillar to post. It was almost illegal what we were watching. Almost illegal what was going on. Do me a big favor, though. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button as well. I'm going to go through your thoughts. I'm going to go through your opinions. Liverpool fans, surely that's it now. You're world champions, European champions. You're going to become Premier League champions as well. There's absolutely, in my opinion, no way that anybody catches Liverpool. Nobody. Absolutely none. We have a super chat here. If you want to guarantee to have a question or a comment read out, please leave us a super chat. This is from Ashley Knight. He says, this team can go unbeaten. I really believe that. So do I. Me and my brother were speaking today and said the same thing. They could do the Invincibles. They could win the treble this year. And it could easily go down as the greatest individual season. And then in turn, the greatest English football team of all time, because I get a sense with this Liverpool team, they could go unbeaten. They could win a treble. They could win back-to-back Champions Leagues. And at the same time, winning Super Cups. And, of course, the world, being world champions as well at club level. No one's ever done that. Nobody, I don't believe, has ever done that in the history of elite-level European football. And this Liverpool team is that good. And I'm not going to sit here on the cusp of greatness and play it down and, oh, well, they've got the referees. And, I'm not just interested. There's a lot of, especially YouTubers who support a variety of teams, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, that always talk about our paying referees, lucky here. If this team hadn't had injuries, they wouldn't be where they are. I don't buy into any of that sort of nonsense. I'm too much of a positive person. I don't believe in kind of projecting that kind of negativity onto my viewers and into this community. Liverpool Football Club have just been developing this side for years under Jurgen Klopp. They're at the peak of their powers. And look, there's a long, long way to go. But this truly could be the greatest season that any of us witness ever in the history of elite-level English football. It could be the greatest single season in the history of our game, 100-plus years of history. They are that good. Klopp has got them together. A potent attacking three, a brilliant midfield, the best defense in the league. And in Trent Alexander-Arnold, who we've already highlighted, a right back who, look, defensively, we know there's frailties, but it don't matter. And that's what people always do to Trent. They pick on the weakness within him. It doesn't matter. If it's not a weakness that is detrimental to your team, then it need not be focused on. And it isn't, because the way they set up, Trent's job is to go forward, and Trent's job isn't to defend at Liverpool. That's a secondary component to his game. He is there to create. He is there to be the playmaker. He is there to. I did a video a few months ago saying that Trent is Liverpool's Kevin De Bruyne. It's true. He just starting position on the formation sheet is right back, but they don't play him like a traditional right back. Recognize him for what he is, one of the greatest playmakers in European and world football at this moment in time. And as a collective group, this Liverpool team is absolutely amazing. There's no luck involved. There's no paying of referees. There's no Klopp time. You know, the bitterness that I've seen people throw at my club, Manchester United, over the past 30 years when they were successful. I'm not going to do the same thing and throw it back. One, I try my best to not be a hypocrite. And two, when you see greatness, recognize it. Don't be a hater. You actually feel a lot better as a person for it. You truly, truly do. I'm going to jump into some of your live comments on this. So please do me a big, big favor. Hit that like and share button. It's the very best way you can support us here on the channel. I want your thoughts on Trent Alexander-Arnold. You can be negative about him if you want. That's completely and utterly your choice. But I will challenge it. You've got to come out with something suspenseful. This is Mark, who says, Terry, it's not a team. Sorry, it's not a teammate. It's a squad. You need a good squad. Well, okay, yeah, cool. I'm talking, when I say team, I just mean Liverpool's okay, say squad. I'm talking team, not 11. I'm talking about the whole squad. It's a brilliant Liverpool team, and squad members are part of that. Cool. We're nitpicking over language here, but you know exactly what I mean. This is from Red Mist. It says, absolutely battered them, 4-0, flattered them, 13 points clear with a gaming hand, top of the effing lead, and then some. Yeah, done. Liverpool cannot throw this away. They cannot. Terry, this is supposed to be the game where we stumble. Yeah, but who said that? Who said you were going to stumble in this game? For me, I actually said Liverpool were going to win the league before the season began. 2 or 3 games in, I just saw it. You know, those last-minute wins, the games where you weren't playing brilliantly, but you were still winning comfortably. Teams not taking opportunities against you. Just called it. It was written in the stars. It's Liverpool's year. There's no doubt about it. There's a real weird comment here saying Mane over Salah. You man are weird, like trying to get into some polarized nonsense conversation. Who cares? How does it matter? Who does it matter? Who does it matter who's the best out of the two? It's about the team. It's about the squad. Some weird people out there, man. Hi, Terry. Merry Red Christmas. Well, yeah, Man United won today as well. We're red. At least I can enjoy a match of the day. I got another super chat here that says it's 3:25 a.m. in India. I can't effing sleep now. Watch this team in Qatar. I genuinely believe something magical is happening. Good night, Terry. I'm just going to stay awake and enjoy this win. Listen, that's from, I'm going to try and pronounce your name right. Is that Vishek? Listen, well, one, I appreciate the super chat and donation to the channel. Secondly, of course, you've got to enjoy that. Phenomenal win for Liverpool. As what the previous comment said, 13 points clear at the top with a game in hand. You're Premier League champions. You're Premier League champions. You're European champions. You're world champions. And as you said, something magical is going to happen. I would not be surprised if you did an invincible season. You will eclipse Arsenal, because you're going to accumulate more points. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And I think you not only accumulate more, you're talking about 20 plus more points than what Arsenal achieved. I think you can go on to do the treble as well. And it would be painful to Arsenal and painful to Man United fans to do an invincible treble season. Because you have to be invincible, of course, in the other competitions in relation to stages. You can get beaten in the group stages of the Champions League, but you're invincible if you qualify. Because that's the stage. You've got through it. You can lose the first leg of a Champions League game or even the second leg, but as long as you win the tie, you're unbeaten. Maybe you don't play games, you play stages. You play a group stage and then you play 2-legged affairs. If you qualify, that means you win. I mean, never let anybody try and break that down and pretend like you're not. This Liverpool tie is great. Can't even get away from it. This is from Aldo Walsh, who says Trent Alexander-Arnold has to be in the conversions for the best right back in world football. Yeah, he does. But listen, he's not right back. Let's have it. I know he starts there as a position, but his job, I was looking at his heat maps. I went back through 5 heat maps. He spends 70 to 80% of the game in the advanced areas of the opponent's half. And then when you click on players next to him, for instance, like if you click, I'm looking at today's, if you click on his and then you click on like Salah's, they're almost identical. Trent Alexander-Arnold's heat map and Mo Salah's heat map are almost the same. Mo Salah's is slightly more advanced. That's because, of course, he does take up defensive positions at times, Trent. It's something magic. And by the way, this is something magical that Jurgen Klopp has created. He has transformed the way his fullbacks play. But Trent and Robertson, they do it slightly different. Robertson is more like an old-fashioned flanker and a winger. But with Trent, he comes inside. He's more of a creative playmaker from that position. That's what I am now judging him as. Because, look, the reason I say that is because his defense, if he was purely there to defend, if Liverpool went bankrupt tomorrow and he got bought by a club and they were like, all right, we need a really good right back defensively for how we want to play, Trent wouldn't be your guy. And that isn't an attack on Trent. What Trent is, for me, I don't think anybody can prize him away from Liverpool. But if I'm Barcelona, it's like, okay, I need a new playmaker. That's who I'm going to buy. If I'm Man City and I want a new playmaker, Trent's the guy. If I'm Real Madrid, I want a new playmaker, Trent's the guy. I'm not thinking right back. I'm thinking playmaker. I'm thinking more further advanced, creating goals, creating opportunities. He's got the best crossover ball I've seen since David Beckham. So yes, right back's his starting position, but Trent is so much more than that. All the other right backs in the equation about, best up and coming young right backs, they're all brilliant defensively. None of them are even close to Trent when it comes to his creativity. So for me, the system Klopp plays allows Trent to go forward. The midfield players cover that position. Either they drop back not near at all centre back positions, and the right side is centre back can move across. Somebody else's system isn't going to do that. If you're going to play a system and you're going to make Trent a defensive right back, you're taking away the strongest parts of his game. You truly, truly are. He's that good a player. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Let's do some more of your live comments here. Trent is the best right back on the planet. It's facts. What a few people. Trent will never leave Liverpool. I didn't say he would. I literally said I don't think you could, but I'm giving you an example here. So the point I'm making isn't whether he would or wouldn't leave. I'm saying if you're a massive club and you need a new playmaker, the best playmaker in the world right now is Trent. Kevin De Bruyne, some people might say, but Trent's done it from a position that I've never seen it from before. It's innovative. There's a part of me, of course, I'd love to see him leave Liverpool because it would damage Liverpool. I'm a rival. But I would also like to see if he could replicate it elsewhere. That'd just be an interesting, from a footballing perspective, absolutely. Let's do a few more comments here. Trent could actually play as a Modric role for England. No, I agree. I actually think that, how do I put this? Like I've said, Liverpool play a system that enables Trent. Just go and look at the heat maps in games. He doesn't play in the position throughout the course of the game that other right backs play. He's so much more advanced. The right-hand side of the midfield, right along the touchline, right down to the opponent's half of the pitch. The vast majority of his touches come in the opponent's half and near the opponent's box on that right-hand side of the midfield. So depending upon your system, maybe England start him in that right back position as an example, but then you pick the rest of the team to make sure that you can cover the right back position defensively, because that is what Liverpool do. It's what they have to do. You can't have a right back playing that far forward and then not cover that position. Otherwise, teams would exploit you there. It's a very well thought out system that at the moment is paying huge dividends to Liverpool Football Club. There's no doubt about it. Let's do a few more of these. Terry, where did that City fan go who so arrogantly called in all the time last season? Oh, Cal. Yeah, that guy from Canada. Yeah, he hasn't phoned him once in a long, long time. He can't because he's embarrassed himself with his nonsense. But there we go. Someone said, unofficial banned from the Football Terrace. What are you talking about? A lot of people here talking about the unofficial pundit. I don't really know why. Terry, that's already been asked. Terry, what do you think about Liverpool's unbeaten season? I've already answered that, John. I think you can go invincible. I think you can accumulate more points than Arsenal's invincible side. I also think Liverpool could go on to win Champions Leagues, FA Cups along with this. I think this could be the most magical season, most historic season in the history of the game. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I don't want it to be, by the way. I've got absolutely, I've got, I just hope it falls apart. I'm a Man United fan. Of course I would. And if United were in this position, Liverpool fans be praying it falls apart. But if I take away my bias, take away my wants, take away what my heart is hoping happens, and think about it logically with my brain, this Liverpool team are one of the best teams this country's ever had, and they could go on to do brilliant things. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it at all. Trent has more assists than KDB. Well, if you look at this season already, I think he has 8 assists in the Premier League. I don't even know about Champions League elsewhere, but 8. You got 12 last season. He's now on 8 this year. 8 assists in 18 games. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. He really is. He really is. Can't get away from it. Anyone who tries to deny it's crazy. And look, we can break it down. So, okay, well, if the debate is who's the best defensive right back, that's great. But that doesn't matter to Trent. That doesn't matter to Trent's position. You know, it's like when people try and play that up when it comes to Pogba. Oh, well, my central midfielder is better defensively than Pogba. So what? That isn't Pogba's main string to his bow. It's the creativity. It's the silks. It's those cutting edge passes that he's so amazing at, and your DM can't do that. So you can try it. Do you get what I'm saying here? You know, people always try and do things like that. Like David Beckham, one of my most favorite players of all time, not a dribbler. So if you want to say, oh, my right-sided winger was a better dribbler, great. Beckham was so good he didn't need to dribble. Imagine that. Imagine Beckham had more assists than your dribbling winger. Just standing there going, all right, I can pass the ball to where it needs to go in 2.5 seconds. It'll take you 7 seconds just to run down to be able to potentially cross it, and your cross was always over it or under it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all just nonsense. Let's look at what Trent is amazing at and assess that. His creativity, his ability to play make, his crossing of the ball is second to none. The best crosser of a ball since David Beckham on these shores. There is no doubt about it in my mind. Another super chat here. This is from Jeannie, who says, Terry, our team isn't even healthy right now. Fabinho and Matic will be back early next year. That's it. There's a couple of injuries in there as well. And they've got Minamino to come into that as well. It's a madness. It's an absolute madness how good this Liverpool side is. And I've just dropped the bitterness now. There's none. Like, I was annoyed. Not annoyed, it's the wrong word. There's a part of me that's paranoid and worried about, they're going to win the Premier League, or I don't want to share that accomplishment with Liverpool. My team's doing rubbish at the minute. Liverpool are going to win. It's making me annoyed. I'm not focused on that. That's just negative energy that I don't personally need. Let's embrace this for what it is. Liverpool are great. And you know what? Don't hypocrisize yourselves. You guys have brought the unofficial pundit up, and he stands out in my mind right now because he's openly said that the reason he throws out so much salt at other clubs, the reason he will challenge Trent, he'll challenge Klopp, he'll always try and play down how good other teams are, is because he felt that when Man United were at the peak of their powers, people still overly criticized them, and it annoyed him. And for me, the worst type of behavior is to echo that back and behave in exactly the same way. Break the trend. Literally take the moral high grounds. I'm not going to stoop to those ridiculously foolish levels. Let other idiots do that. Let other idiots go out and behave that way. Not me. Not anymore. Let's see a few more comments here. Terry, this Liverpool team is scary, is what Massey says. Yeah, absolutely right. Frightening. Is that right? Frightening. Why can't I speak properly? I'm absolutely exhausted. That's probably why. Like, literally made dinner, made food for like dozens and dozens of people over the last 2 days. Of course, I had a good drink. My diet in the last 8 weeks has been terrible. Like, I've been a big pig. I need to start sorting myself out from tomorrow. I've kind of hit like a level recently where my body is just crying out for rest and good nourishment and get back in that gym. And I need to. So, yeah, I can't even talk now. Terry, can you afford to blink against Liverpool? No, can't. They're that good. And what was amazing about them tonight is they had that bit between their teeth. They come back from Qatar. This was meant to be the right time to play them. Exhaustion, jet lag, blah, 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 blah. And Leicester got bodied. Bodied. Ahmed here says, Terry, you have been ignoring a few of my super chats. Ahmed, it's the first one I've ever seen from you. But okay. It says guaranteed coverage. Hope you've had a Merry Christmas. Yeah, I have, my man. Thank you. It's been a great Christmas. My children were happy, smiling, got all the things they wanted. And that's all I work so hard for, is those little babies. That's it. Look, everyone who's tuned in. Thank you very, very much, as always. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Congratulations to Liverpool. I have to just say that. But until next time, take care. Goodbye. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.